chapter 12, page number 231, paragraph number 2. The annual session of the Congress meeting at Ahmedabad in December 1921 passed a resolution affirming the fixed determination of the Congress to continue the program of non-violent non-cooperation with greater vigor than heretofore, till Punjab and Khilafat wrongs were redressed and Swarajya is established. The resolution urged all Indians and in particular students to quietly, without any demonstration, to offer themselves for arrest by belonging to the volunteer organizations. All such satyagrahis were to take a pledge to remain non-violent in word and deed, to promote unity among Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Parsis, Christians, and Jews, and to practice Swadeshi and wear only khadi. A Hindu volunteer was to undertake to fight actively against untouchability. The resolution also called upon the people to organize whenever possible individual or mass civil disobedience along non-violent lines. The people now waited impatiently for the call for further struggle. The movement had moreover spread deep among the masses. Thousands of peasants in UP and Bengal had responded to the call of non cooperation. In parts of UP, tenants refused to pay illegal dues to the zamindars. In Punjab, the Sikhs were leading a non-violent movement known as the Akali movement to remove corrupt merchants from the gurdwaras and their places of worships. In Assam, the tea plantation laborers went on strike. The peasants of Midnapur refused to pay union board taxes. A powerful agitation led by Igrala Gopal Krishna Naya developed in Guntur district. The whole population of Chirala, a town in that district, refused to pay municipal taxes and moved out of the town. All village officers resigned in Pednapadu. In Malabar, northern Kerala, the Moplas or Muslim peasants created a powerful anti-Zamindar movement. The Viceroy wrote to the Secretary of State in February 1919 that the lower classes in the towns have been seriously affected by the non-cooperation movement. In certain areas, the peasantry have been affected, particularly in parts of Assam, Valley, United Provinces, Bihar, Odisha, and Bengal. On 1st February 1922, Mahatma Gandhi announced that he would start a mass civil disobedience movement, including non-payment of taxes unless within 7 days the political prisoners were released and press freed from the government control. This mood of the struggle was soon transformed into retreat. On 5 February, a Congress procession of 3,000 peasants at Chauri Chaura, a village in Gorakhpur district of UP, was fired upon by the police. The angry crowd attacked and burned the police station, causing the death of 22 policemen. Other incidents of violence by crowds had occurred earlier in different parts of the country. Gandhiji was afraid that in the movement of popular ferment and excitement, the movement might easily take a violent turn. He was convinced that the nationalist workers had not yet properly understood nor learnt the practice of non-violence, without which he was convinced civil disobedience could not be a success. Apart from the fact that he would have nothing to do with violence, he also perhaps believed that the British would be able to easily crush a violent movement, for people had not yet built up enough strength and stamina to resist massive government repression. He therefore decided to suspend the nationalist campaign. The Congress Working Committee met at Bardoli in Gujarat on 12th February and passed a resolution stopping all activities which would lead to breaking of laws. It urged congressmen to donate their time to constructive programs, popularization of the Charkha National School, temperaments, temperance, removal of untouchability, and promotion of Hindu-Muslim unity. The Bardoli resolution stunned the country and had a mixed reception among the bewildered nationalists. While some had implicit faith in Gandhiji and believed that the retreat was part of Gandhi's strategy of struggle, others, especially the younger nationalists, resented this decision to retreat. Subhash Bose, one of the popular and younger leaders of the Congress, had written in his autobiography, The Indian Struggle, to sound the order of retreat just when public enthusiasm was reaching at the boiling point was nothing short of a national calamity. The principal lieutenants of Mahatma Deshbandhu Das, Pandit Motilal Nehru, and Lala Lajpat Rai, who were all in prison, shared a popular resentment. I was with Deshbandhu at the time, and I could see that he was beside himself with anger and sorrow at the way Mahatma Gandhi was repeatedly bungling. Many other young leaders, such as Jawaharlal Nehru, had a similar reaction. But both the people and the leaders had faith in Gandhiji and did not want to publicly disobey him. They accepted his decision without open opposition. The first non cooperation and civil disobedience movement virtually came to an end. The last act of the drama was played when the government decided to take full advantage of the situation and to strike hard. It arrested Mahatma Gandhi on 10th March 1922 and charged him with spreading disaffection against the government. Gandhiji was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment after a trial which was made historic by the statement that the made before the court. Pleading guilty to the prosecutor's charge, he invited the court to award him the highest penalty that can be inflicted upon me for what in law is a deliberate crime, and what appears to me to be the highest duty of a citizen. He traced the at length his own political evolution from a supporter to the British rule to its sharpest critic and said, I came reluctantly to the conclusion that the British connection had made India more helpless than she ever was before, politically and economically. A disarmed India has no power of resistance against the aggressors. She has become so poor that little power of resisting famines. Little do town dwellers know how the semi starved masses of India are wisely sinking to lifelessness, are slowly sinking to lifelessness. Little to our know that their miserable comfort represents the brokerage they get for the work they do for the foreign exploiter. That the profits and the brokerage stuck are sucked from the masses. Little do they realize that the government abolished by law in British India carried on for the exploitation of the masses. No sophistry, no can explain away the evidence that the skeletons in many villages are present to the naked eye. In my opinion, administration of the law is prostituted consciously for the benefit of exploitation. The greater misfortune is that Englishmen and their Indian associates in the administration of the country do not know that they are engaged in the crime I have attempted to describe. I am satisfied that many Englishmen and Indian officials honestly believe that they are administering one of the best system devised in the world, and that India is making steady though slow progress. They do not know that subtle but effective system of terrorism and an organized display of force on the one hand, and the deprivation of all powers of retaliation or self defense on the other, have emasculated the people and induced in them a habit of simulation. Thank you everyone for tuning in. In the next part, we are going to complete this paragraph on page number 234. Thank you. All the best for exams, and do share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.